January 3rd, daily Bible reading. Today's day 73. Alright, let's get into the word. The flood covers the earth. Genesis 7, 1 through 24. When everything was ready, the Lord said to Noah, "Go into the boat with all your family, for among all the people of the earth, I can see that you alone are righteous. Take with you 7 pairs, male and female, of each animal I have approved for eating and for sacrifice, and take 1 pair each of the others. Also take 7 pairs of every kind of bird. There must be a male and a female in each pair, to ensure that all life will survive on earth after the flood. 7 days from now I will make the rains pour down on the earth, and I will rain for 40 days, and it will rain for 40 days and 40 nights." Excuse me. Sorry, fish tank. I need to move some stuff around. Okay. "And it will rain for 40 days and 40 nights until I have wiped from earth all living things that I have created." So Noah did everything as the Lord commanded him. Noah was 600 years old when the flood covered the earth. He went on board the boat to escape the flood, and his wife and his sons and their wives. With them were all the various kinds of animals, those approved for eating and for sacrifice, and those that were not, along with all the birds and the small animals that scurry along the ground. They entered the boat in pairs, male and female, just as God had commanded Noah. After 7 days, the waters of the flood came and covered the earth. When Noah was 600 years old, on the 17th day of the 2nd month, all the underground waters erupted from the earth, and the rain fell in mighty torrents from the sky. The rain continued to fall for 40 days and 40 nights. That very day, Noah had gone into the boat with his wife and his sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their wives. With them in the boat were pairs of every kind of animal, domestic and wild, large and small, along with birds of every kind. 2 by 2 they came into the boat, representing every living thing that breathes. A male and female of each kind entered, just as God had commanded Noah. Then the Lord closed the door behind them. For 40 days the flood waters grew deeper, covering the ground and lifting the boat high above the earth. As the waters rose higher and higher above the ground, the boat floated safely on the surface. Finally, the water covered even the highest mountains on the earth, rising more than 22 feet above the highest peaks, and all the living things on the earth died: birds, domestic animals, wild animals, small animals that scurry along the ground, and all the people, everything that breathed and lived on dry land died. God wiped out every living thing on the earth: people, livestock, small animals that scurry along the ground, and the birds of the sky. They were all destroyed. The only people who survived were Noah and those on the boat, in the boat. And the flood waters covered the earth for 150 days. What? The flood recedes. Genesis 8, 1 through 22. But God remembered Noah and all the wild animals and livestock with him in the boat. He sent a wind to blow across the earth, and the flood waters began to recede. The underground waters stopped flowing, and the torrential rains from the sky were stopped. So the flood waters gradually receded from the earth. After 150 days, exactly 5 months from the time the flood had began, the boat came to rest on the mountains of Ararat, and 2.5 months later, as the waters continued to go down, other mountain peaks became visible. After another 40 days, Noah opened the window he had made in the boat and released a raven. The bird flew back and forth until the floodwaters on the earth had dried up. So he also released a dove to see if the water had receded and it could find dry ground. But the dove could find no place to land because the water still covered the ground. So it returned to the boat, And Noah held out his hand and drew the dove back inside. After waiting another 7 days, Noah released the dove again. This time the dove returned to him in the evening with a fresh olive leaf in its beak. Then Noah knew the flood waters were almost gone. He waited another 7 days and released the dove again. This time it did not come back. Noah was 601 years old on the first day of the new year, 10.5 months after the flood began. The flood waters had almost dried up from the earth. Noah lifted back the covering on the boat and saw that the surface of the ground was drying. 2 more months went by, and at last the earth was dry. Then God said to Noah, "Leave the boat, all of you, you and your wife and your sons and their wives. Release all the animals, the birds, the livestock, and all the small animals that scurry along the ground, so they can be fruitful and multiply throughout the earth." So Noah, his wife, and his sons and their wives left the boat, and all the large and small animals and birds came out of the boat pair by pair. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and there he sacrificed as burnt offerings the animals and birds that had been approved for that purpose. And the Lord was pleased with the aroma of the sacrifice, and said to himself, "I will never again curse the ground because of the human race, even though everything they think or imagine is bent toward evil from childhood. I will never again destroy all living things. As long as the earth remains, there will be planting and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night." God's covenant with Noah. Genesis 9:1-17. Then God blessed Noah and his sons and told them, "Be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth, all the animals of the earth, all the birds of the sky, all the small animals that scurry along the ground, and all the fish in sea will look on you with fear and terror. I have placed them in your power. I have given them to you for food, just as I have given you grain and vegetables. But you must never eat any meat that still has lifeblood in it. And I will require that the blood of anyone who takes another person's life. If a wild animal kills a person, it must die. Anyone who murders a fellow human must die. If anyone takes a human life, that person will also be taken by human hands. For God made human beings in his own image. Now be fruitful and multiply and repopulate the earth." Then God told Noah and his sons, "I hereby confirm my covenant with you and your descendants, and with all the animals that were on the boat, with you, the birds, the livestock, and all the wild animals, every living creature on earth. Yes, I am confirming my covenant with you. Never again will floodwaters kill all living creatures. Never again will a flood destroy the earth." Then God said, "I am giving you a sign of my covenant with you and with all living creatures for all generations to come. I have placed my rainbow in the clouds. It is a sign of my covenant with you and with all the earth. When I send clouds over the earth, the rainbow will appear in the clouds, and I will remember my covenant with you and with all living creatures. Never again will the floodwaters destroy all life. When I see a rainbow in the clouds, I will remember the eternal covenant between God and every living creature on the earth." Then God said to Noah, "Yes, this rainbow is a sign of the covenant I am confirming with all the creatures on the earth." Noah's sons. Genesis 9:18-10:1. The sons of Noah who came out of the boat with their father were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham is the father of Canaan. From these 3 sons, From all of these sons of Noah came all the people who now populate the earth. After the flood, Noah began to cultivate the ground, and he planted a vineyard. One day he drank some wine he had made and became drunk and lay naked inside his tent. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw that his father was naked and went outside and told his brother. Then Shem and Japheth took a robe and held it over their shoulders, backed into the tent to cover their father. As they did, they looked the other way so they would not see him naked. When Noah woke up from his stupor, he learned what Ham, his youngest son, had done, and he cursed Canaan, the son of Ham. May Canaan be cursed. May he... Excuse me. Okay. May he be the lowest of servants to his relatives. Then Noah said, May the Lord, the God of Shem, be blessed, and may Canaan be his servant. May God expand the territory of Japheth. May Japheth share the prosperity of Shem, and may Canaan be his servant. Noah lived another 350 years after the great flood. He lived 950 years and then died. Then he died. This is the account of the families of Shem, Ham, Japheth, and the 3 sons of Noah. Many children were born to them after the great flood. Descendants of Japheth. Genesis 10, 2 through 5. The descendants were Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tiras. The descendants of Gomer were Ashkenaz, Riphath, and Togarmah. The descendants of Javah were Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, and Rodanim. Their descendants became seafaring peoples that spread out to various lands, each identified by its own language, clan, and national identity. 1 Chronicles 1, 5 through 7. The descendants of Japheth were Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tiras. The descendants of Gomer were Ashkenaz, Riphath, and Togarmah. The descendants of Javan were Elish, Tarshish, Kittim, Rodanim. Descendants of Ham. Genesis 10, 6 through 20. The descendants of Ham were Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. The descendants of Cush were Seba, Havilah, Sabta, Rama, and Sabteka. The descendants of Rama were Sheba and Dedan. Cush, and also the ancestor of Nimrod, who was the first heroic warrior on earth. Since he was the greatest hunter in all the world, his name became proverbial. People would say, this man is like Nimrod, the greatest hunter in the world. But, no, he built his kingdom in the land of Babylonia with the cities of Babylon, Erech, Akkad, and Calneh. From there, he expanded his territory to Assyria? Assyria, building cities of Nineveh, Rehoboth, Calah, and Rezin, the great city between Nineveh and Calah. Mizraim was the ancestor of Ludites, Anamites, Wahabites, Nephtuhites, Pathrusites, Kazluites, and the Kapharites, from whom the Philistines came. Canaan's oldest son was Sidon, the ancestor of the Sidonians. Canaan was also the ancestor of Hittites, Jebusites, Amorites, and Girgashites. Okay, so there's going to have to be a part 2. Hivites, Archites, Sinites, Arvadites, Zemarites, and Hemathites. The Canaanite clans eventually spread out, and the territory of Canaan was extended from Sidon in the north to Gerar and Gaza in the south and east, as far as Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, and Zeboim near Lasha. These were the descendants of Ham, identified by clan, language, territory, and national identity. Okay, we're going to stop this one here.